So thus far we have seen the basic components of a postman, such as a workspace, collection, and a request. So now, what would it be if you just want to just play around? If you just want to just try some API, and if it is not working, we'll just keep it out, keep it aside, and we want to try it with another endpoint. If you don't receive, if you are not receiving the data that you are expecting, so what are you gonna do? So for that, we have a playground. I call this as Postman Playground. It's a scratch pad. So the scratch pad is a space where you can work with you can work if you're using the Postman desktop app and not connected to Postman servers. When you aren't signed in or don't have a network connection, you can still access some Postman features offline, such as creating collections and requests or sending requests. So, all your work in the Scratchpad is stored locally and isn't synced online with Postman. After working in the Scratchpad, you can later move your work into a workspace once you sign in. So let's enter, let's open the Scratchpad and let's do some activities in our Scratchpad. So let me click on settings, and a settings window opens up, pops up. Then you click on the Scratchpad, which is the third item in that menu. So click on Scratchpad. It will take you to the new page. That's a Scratchpad window. This environment belongs to Scratchpad. So if you sign out or your connection to Postman breaks, Postman displays a global banner at the top of the screen. You see that here? Um, so here it says working locally in Scratchpad. That's what we are doing. So if there is no network, or you can just switch to your workspace if there is a proper network. That's it's called a global banner at the top of the screen, indicating that you are already in the Scratchpad. You are already in the Scratchpad. So that's it. If we are signed out or if we do not have a network, then we can use this. And what are the features? So it consists of all the features that's similar to the normal, but it's reduced a bit. Mainly, you can see that on the screen on the leftmost portion. So you can create, and let me click on, this is a creating a new collection, and inside that new collection you can basically create a request, a folder, anything that you want. And in addition to that, as usual, if you click on a new, so similar, of course it's a few blocks were reduced here, 2 or 3 blocks. Other than that, everything. So you can create HTTP request, WebSocket request. Is you need to be in workspace to perform this, okay? And GVRPC. So basically you can create, edit, rename or delete a collection, folder, environment, HTTP request, a WebSocket request, all of this. And we can send a request, and we can view our history of the send requests. We can write and execute test scripts and visualizes and export collections and environments. You see that environments, APIs. Let me click on APIs, switch, okay, and environments, mock servers, monitors, and history. So we can even edit documentation for a collection of a request. So here get started documentation is also available. So that's what, if you just want to leave the Scratchpad, so ensure we have a proper network connection to Postman and sign into that. You just sign in back and you'll get back to that. Or another best way to leave back to our workspaces is to just switch to a workspace by selecting workspaces item in the header menu and select your respective workspace. Then you will be moving to the workspaces. Okay, so now that's what is our Scratchpad. Now what we can do, so what is the purpose of Scratchpad is mainly to, it acts like a playground. So now what will we do is we will create, we'll play around inside the playground. For that, let me click on settings and click on Scratchpad. Then once we enter inside the Scratchpad, so I'm going to create a first collection here. Okay, so I'll click on new workspace. So you need to be in a workspace. So I'll click on a first collection. Let me close this first. I'll click on a collection, create a new collection. The collection name is play 1. Okay, then once that's done, inside that you see that the play 1 has been created. So inside this I'm going to create a first request, that is add request. So the name of the request I'm going to give is task 1. So URL, so I would say http request. Okay, directly we can, sorry, request rec res.in / I'll go with an endpoint, so it's API endpoint, and then I'll just say unknown, so it should fetch my data. So that's it. So let's execute this task. Let's play a first ball. That's it. We have played well and we got the respective data. It's the employee ID, this is employee information, and of course this is a JSON. So we got this. So we are successful in our task 1. So we just want to save it first. So we will save this, and then after saving this we can export that. That's what we're gonna do. We'll export this data from the Scratchpad. So what we have to do is let's save this. Done, it's been saved, and you can see that play 1, inside that we have a task 1. So now let's go to the Scratchpad. We are inside the Scratchpad. So inside that we have to find an option to export this data. So click on settings and click on Scratchpad. Here and come down, click on export. So play 1 will be exported as a JSON file. So you want to export with version 2 or version 2.1. They were recommending version 2.1. I'm gonna go with version 2.1. Let me click on export. So now it's asking where should I export. So I will give my postman directory. So let me take D, and inside that I'll like projects, and here I'll create a postman. Yeah, yes, here I'll create Scratchpad. Scratchpad. That's it. So the play one dot postman collection will be saved in this, and whenever you want to. So if this is as it is successful, I can import this into my workspace and I can use that. Okay, so this postman has been exported because we are working offline. So the postman collection has been, the play one collection has been exported to our local directory. Now it's time to import data from the Scratchpad. So when you, let's log back to our workspace. So let me get into our workspace. I'll go back to the API exploring universe. That's what I want. So here, so you should find an option called import. You see that here on top next to the API Explorer Universe, the name of our workspace, you see that import option. So let me click on this import option, which is in the upper left corner, and it's the new window has been popped. So here we have to either drag the exported data dump collection or environment and put it here, or else you can just choose that file wherever it is there. So let me click on choose files, and it is there in like project. So let me click on that and enter into the postman, and this is a Scratchpad, and here is our postman collection. You see that all files play one.postman collection. That's it. So now we have to click on import to import it. So at this moment, universe API exploring universe, and it consists of, in this workspace we have only one collection, that is universe earth collection. So now I am bringing a play one collection. So let me import it. That's it. So it's been successfully, you can see that collection play one imported, and it's been successfully imported. So let me click on this, and that consists of a request, a task one. So let me click on send, and actually able to send. Yes, that's it. It's successful. So that's how we use a Scratchpad. So we have seen Scratchpad features and exported data from the Scratchpad, and we have imported data from the Scratchpad into our workspaces.